You're not a
cheater, are you?
What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and a lot of bassists have
A dirty secret.
they mark their fingerboard with tape, pencils, that kind of thing.
Is this okay?
In this video, we're gonna cover the pros and cons of marking your fingerboard, how to actually mark the fingerboard, but also something totally unexpected I discovered while marking the fingerboard, so be sure to watch the whole video. I think the biggest reason to mark your fingerboard is security, and I totally get it. I mean, we have so many challenges getting around this instrument. The shift for more than 2 notes, it's such a big thing. We're using our entire body. Anything we could do to be a little bit more secure is a good thing. And really, we use so many of our senses to play the bass. Obviously, we use hearing. We also use touch, tactile feel. I can feel where those notes are. Like we're talking about in this video, where you can use visuals. So I can make a mark here for D. Now I can see that mark. That can help too. I don't know about smell, but I say use it if you got it. Okay, so how do you mark the fingerboard? There are a lot of different ways, and they all have pros and cons. I do like pencil because it's subtle. I can just put a little mark here and I can see it, and it's really not a big deal. The problem with pencil is it rubs off almost immediately. So it's great for a short-term solution, but something long-term, maybe not so great. You can also use painter's tape or electrical tape, and you can make little circles, you can make little lines, and that can be wonderful. Just don't use duct tape. I've learned that the hard way. So where do you mark on the bass? Well, there are many methods, but the one that I see the most frequently is just picture that you're on the G string. We got open G, then A, B, C, D, E. We're gonna mark all those. We skip F sharp, then up here we're gonna play G, and we'll also mark the D harmonic and the G harmonic. I forgot how hard it is to put these on with painter's tape. Definitely recommend pinstriping tape. I will link up to something below so you can check it out. So this is kind of like a Fred Flintstone C minus D plus, or maybe D minus version of these, but these are where the marks typically go. So you've got open G, A, B, C, D, E. We can then find F sharp, no big deal. And then as we go up the bass, I usually don't mark across. I usually mark, sometimes in the middle, sometimes on the side here, because especially when you're starting out, you're doing these mostly on the G string, so that gives you a nice little visual reference. And people do this with pencil. People, if they want to get more of a permanent solution, people will put inlays in. Edgar Meyer did that to his bass, and it kind of opened the floodgates. And all of a sudden, you saw people all over the place doing that. It's a way that a lot of people do it, and especially for beginners, I think this can be a good approach. I think the biggest con for marking your fingerboard is that you can become reliant on these markings. I, at least, can become so reliant. I stop trusting my ear and I start trusting my eye. I used to have markings on my old bass, and it got so bad that I wouldn't really be able to play in tune on another bass because I didn't see that mark. Unless I saw that mark and actually visually looked, I wasn't so consistent with my intonation. I was just relying on my eyes. When I moved over to this bass about 15 years ago, I thought about putting dots on, but I decided against it. It took a little while to get used to it, but I'm so happy that I didn't because I trained my ears to be the boss. I believe that with bass playing, at least for me, audio first. I always want to focus on how it sounds, then kinesthetic, tactile. How does it feel? Finally, how does it look?
What?
Here's what I really learned. It's all about your situation. Are you new to the bass? I say mark that up however you need to. Use all your senses. Record yourself, use a mirror, do everything in your power to grow and learn. Do you have a tricky note you need to find out of nowhere? Mark that thing in the fingerboard. No one's gonna judge you. Well, I won't anyway. Finally, are you a highly visual person? Do you learn best visually? If so, maybe marking the fingerboard long-term is the way to go. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, the Wabass Institute of the Honeywell Arts Academy. They're accepting applications for their 2022 summer program. The deadline is February 15th. I think this program is so cool. I was there in 2021 and got to experience it in person, and it's such a unique program. It is a full scholarship performance institute. It fosters an inclusive, supportive environment environment where ideas are freely shared from teacher to student and vice versa. All programs at the Honeywell Arts Academy focus on fostering the human spirit by performing within the community to use music as a means to connect and heal. Eric Larson, Hal Robinson, Renan Meyer, congratulations on this long-running program. Folks, get your application in by February 15th, and I hope to see you there. There's a lot to learn about navigating the fingerboard, and check out this video for my favorite approach to learning the entire fingerboard.
We're going to pace.